Peter Obi movement on social media, will this give him the ticket? Will this take him to the presidency? Because like we all know, Nigerians, they can create a lot of awareness on social media, but when they get to the real thing, nothing will happen. Ekiti State is an example. We told the North we expect the youth to have been out there to do the needful. But if you look at most of the people that came out to vote, the elders are more. What is happening? In the last few days, the social media space has been abused with the name of former governor of Anambra State, Peter Obi, on the lips of many Nigerians, majority of whom are youth below 30. The trend became noticeable after most political parties picked their presidential candidate. Obi, a member of the PDP and vice presidential candidate to Atiku in 2019 presidential election, dumped the party when it became glaring that he won't be able to withstand the intense competition for the presidential ticket of the PDP. Atiku, his former boss, eventually did while Obi pinched his political tent with the Labour Party and also went home with the presidential ticket of the party. The really All Progressive Party settled for Bola Tinubu, and many Nigerians, especially the youth who feel that the country deserves someone younger, have vowed to cast their lots at the ballots for Obi and retire the duo of Tinubu and Atiku from partisan politics. In getting Obi the presidency, the social media became the vehicle through which they intend to achieve their aim. In the last few weeks, there have been a series of efforts by the youth to promote his candidacy with jingles, billboards, and door-to-door campaign. In fact, a lot of people are now moving out to get their permanent voters card across the country and sensitize the public on why Obi is the right man to steer the affair of the country. Obi's online soldiers, popularly known as Obedient, have also vowed to monitor the forthcoming election with drones to ensure that the process is not rigged in undue favor of any candidate. Interestingly, the effort to support Obi's candidacy and the conversation about his presidency underscored the reawakening of the youth's political consciousness ahead of the election. Honestly, see, it's a positive vibes because you now see a lot of youth talking about 2023 election, which was not the normal thing. Before now, you see them, it's all about football, it's all about BB, Niger or BB, whatever, things that had not been adding value to us as youth. If we have been this conscious, maybe we will not be where we are today. But because we have allowed a lot of things that are not of value to us as youth of this country, we have allowed it to take most of our time for this movement. Let's see how it spans and where it will lead us to. Interestingly, Obi has not told us how he intends to solve his insecurity problems and some other problems facing this nation. The APC administration has so far been a perfect reenactment, if not worse than the PDP regime. It has been the same story since the return of democracy, and the youths are tired of that. Since 1999, the federal government has succeeded in frustrating the youth in all aspects of their life. Yes, when you come up with this, you can't access any facility to start a business. After work, after school, no work. Even when you plan to start on something, the laws there around it will not even allow you money to raise to register a business, and so many things that you begin to be afraid of even starting. They grew up to understand that whatever goes up in the Nigerian market never comes down. For instance, in 1999, all it cost to enjoy a loaf of bread and a bottle of Coke was 25 naira. Nigerian youth have experienced everything that makes life difficult in a country that is blessed with human and natural resources, enough to be the best in Africa. Again, the endless ASU strike, unemployment, poor power supply, insecurity, corruption. That is the biggest of it all. Corruption in all aspects of our national space. And other age-long problems the federal government has failed to address. The youth seems to have come to a conclusion that this set of politicians in power have no plan for a better Nigeria, and the only plan they have is for themselves and their families, nothing more. All they do is to think about self, and self. Even the nation that is providing all the means for them to make it better, they don't care. Today we are in serious debt as a nation. However, what began as a sort of expression of anger by young Nigerians of Southeast extraction is already turning into a national movement as both the young and the old across geopolitical zones are now rooting for the 61-year-old, making him enjoy mass appeal among Nigerians. How they intend to make this ambition a reality is still shrouded in mystery. No mystery anywhere. But one thing that is sure is that the road to victory for Obi will be tough and rough. Yes, but when the people are focused, we have the highest number of youth in this country that are eligible to vote. If the youth alone can come together and speak with one voice across the breadth and length of this nation, that this is the person we are going for, undermining the other big political parties, honestly, this thing is doable. INEC has promised that they are ready to make sure that whatever vote, our vote count this time around, with the deployment of new technology in INEC, we believe that this is doable. Let me make it clear that I would love Obi to be my president next year. He has age on his side. He is intelligent and has a grasp of Nigerian economic challenges and maybe how to turn things around. He's also a frugal person, even though many believe that the attributes will work against it when repoliticking begins. However, in the context of Nigerian politics, Obi can still be regarded as a regional politician who lacks the national spread. Is yet to gain a national political reputation for himself. Obi still need to make political friends across the southern region to enjoy the privilege that come with playing politics at the national level. If perhaps Obi has joined the Labour Party 2 years earlier and used his influence to build the party, it would have been a different ball game. How many governorship candidates can the party boast of in the 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory? What are the political antecedents of the candidates? Who are those flying the flag of the party at the State House of Assembly, House of Representatives, and the Senate? How many seats have the Labour Party won in the previous election? And what are the contributions of those who are elected to national politics on the platform of the party? While Obi is known and respected in the Southeast, how many rural folks in the North are familiar with his name and will be willing to keep behind him during the 2023 presidential election? Indeed, Bashir Ahmed, President Buhari, former aide who resigned recently to contest for the House of Representatives ticket in the state Kano, tweeted recently that the Labour Party does not have a gubernatorial candidate in Kano and neighboring Kaduna, Katsina, and Jigawa and Bauchi state. Aside the tweets from Bashir, it is doubtful if the party will be fielding candidates at the contest for House of Assembly across the state, House of Representatives, and even at the upper chamber, the Senate. If the Labour Party does not have candidates for other key positions across the country, how does it now intend to contest for the presidency and win? The internal structure within the Labour Party itself is suffering as there are two factions within the party still struggling for its soul. Well, 2023, with this movement, just like I earlier mentioned, Obi is still young, but this movement can take him somewhere. Well, let's see what happens. 2023 is just around the corner. Kindly make your own opinion known. Do you think he will get the ticket? They will get to be in Asoro with a number of youths clamoring for Obi movement? Kindly make your opinion known and subscribe to my page. Thank you, good day, and God bless.